I also have a guest joining me, the founder of Girl Child Africa and campaigner Bring Back Our Girls, Buki Shonibare. Good to have you join us, Buki. It's been 7 years on since the abduction of the Chibok girls, and over 100 of them are yet to be released. What is your reaction to this?
My reaction is that it is disappointing and unfortunate that we have over 112 of these girls that are still in abduction. When we started the campaign on April 30th of 2014, I recall how when we got back to the Unity Fountain, we were discussing what next. And people were like, oh no, with this campaign and with what we have done today, then we marched to the National Assembly, that they are sure that the government will bring back the girls, within 1 or 2 days. But we thought we should come back the next day, which was May the 1st of 2014. And we came back to the Unity Fountain. But we just kept saying to ourselves that, with the way the campaign has gone global and the whole world is talking about it, the government is actually going to make sure that the girls are brought back. But here we have 7 days on, the Chibok girls, 112 of them are still in abduction. Leah Sharibu is not yet back. And so many other nameless and faceless Nigerians who have been abducted. So my reaction is that it is sad, it is unfortunate, and it is nothing but a display of irresponsibility on the part of the government.
You were a very critical part of the campaign for the Bring Back Our Girls, which is the campaign to bring back the Chibok girls. But as much as we're saying that it does look like government has relaxed in that regard, it also looks like the advocacy for the release of these girls has also relaxed.
So my being part of the Bring Back Our Girls and campaigning for the Chibok girls is not a past tense. I still am, and I'm still campaigning for the girls as well as several others. We must place responsibility where responsibility is supposed to be. We as Nigerians, the demand side, we will demand, like we have been doing for the past 7 years, as Bring Back Our Girls. We'll keep asking the government to act. But we must not forget that constitutionally, the primary responsibility is on the Nigerian government by Section 14, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution to make sure that all Nigerians are well secured and that their welfare is taken care of by the government. So as much as we demand, the government must be the one that will not relent. So that correlation, I'm afraid, is not a demand supply or government people kind of correlation. But back to the crux of what you're trying to say in terms of whether we have relaxed. I recall the last physical presence of Bring Back Our Girls at the Unity Fountain was on March the 20th, 2020. And we had to step back from physical campaigning because of coronavirus. Even at that, we keep using our social media platforms, we keep using back-end means, we keep using several other non-confrontational approaches to make sure that we campaign for the release of the Chibok girls. As much as we do that, or even if we don't do that at all, it should not stop the government from doing or achieving its primary responsibility of bringing back the girls as soon as possible.
All right, Buki, you're right about the fact that government shouldn't wait for pressure to do what it has to do. And that's why I just want to ask you, what has been the level of engagement between the federal government and the parents of these girls?
The engagement and communications generally has been abysmal. It has been not up to par, if any exists at all. I've been to Chibok a number of times, and if there's anything that the parents have expressed, is the fact that at the beginning, especially of this administration, there seems to be much more engagement, even though the government would say that they set up a Chibok girls desk, but that Chibok girls desk, go there today, it is non-functional. It is, you can't go there and say, okay, this is a Chibok girls where people can actually come or get information. But then it is also the responsibility of the government to make sure that knowing that the girls were taken as a result of laxity in in security, then they must make sure that they keep communicating and engaging the parents. That has not been the case. I think this is an opportunity on this sad commemoration of the 7th year anniversary of the abduction of the Chibok girl for the government to engage the parents. And don't just engage them because we are commemorating 7 years. Engage them continuously. Let them know what is going on. Let them know that their children have not been forgotten. And at the same time, the government should engage and communicate with Nigerians so that we know that they are actually doing something and to show that indeed the Chibok girls have not been forgotten.
Absolutely, Buki. Thanks to you and everyone who continues to speak out on this issue. We will remain hopeful that one day the girls will return. Buki Shonibare, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.